Yo! What's up, guys? We are live. I'm super pumped to show you guys what we got going on today. So, yeah, we're starting off with the GUI update
Yo!
on the Bakugan Simulator.
What's up, guys?
We
are live.
I mean, I'm super pumped, you know? Like, hype. Hello. So welcome. The GUI update. It's looking good. It's pretty crisp. I'm super pumped to share with you guys. You know, it's a long time coming. A long time coming. Tons of hours have been put into this. I've probably worked seriously like over 1,000 hours on this project now. But I love doing it. It's a lot of fun, and I'm learning so much. Honestly, like just from like yeah, from just all the different things that go into having a command line program and working from there. So super pumped. Yeah, so make sure you stick around throughout, because I'm just gonna be throwing in like cool, interesting details, like talking about like how I'm gonna push this thing forward for like each different point, because like throughout the brawl. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys a brawl today. I built a deck, and I'm gonna play it against itself and show you that. But yeah, so just throughout the brawl, I'm gonna be pulling up like different points of like, oh, I'm gonna improve this here. This is what I'm looking to do next in that situation. Like all these different things. So, and then at the end, I'm gonna go ahead and answer any questions that you guys left in the chat. So, without further ado, let's fire up the simulator. So it's still, at this point, it's a program that I'm running from the command line, but it's not going to stay like that forever. I know that I can, like, you're able to convert Python programs into like your typical run-of-the-mill .exe files, and so that's what I'm planning to do when I put this out there for you guys to go ahead and test. That way you don't have to deal with trying to run it from the command line like I am here, and you don't have to like install Python and all those different things. You'll just be able to have an exe you can put on your desktop, click it and run it, and you'll be playing the game. And so that's, I think that's going to be the best way to do it for when I put it out there. And that's, I mean, this version I could put out for you guys. I mean, I don't see why not. Yeah, so it just takes a minute to load up here. Awesome. Okay, there it is. Hello. So this is the simulator. This is it. Yeah. So, okay, there's a lot of stuff. This is, super full. Lots of stuff going on. So let me just kind of walk you guys through it. So first off, this is a simulator that you can actually really only play on the same computer. So, like I said, I'm going to be playing a deck versus the exact same deck on this machine. In the future, looking to being able to get an online gameplay, which actually isn't far off because of how I set this up as it is right now. There's not a whole lot of changes I'm going to have to make to the GUI itself. Just how the GUI interacts with the code is just the only thing that I'm going to really have to change. So, but here we are. So we have our Bakugan that we're playing are down here. Okay, we have a little symbol that shows us whether that Bakugan is open or closed. And so these are diamond Pyrus Dragos that I just literally found from a picture online. So those tell us that all these Bakugan are closed. You start with your cores in your hand. So these are the generic cores that I have these decks running. And then over here, you have how many energy that you have that you've tapped so far, that you have uncharged. So and then how many energy that you still have untapped, so that you're ready to use still, right? And then we're keeping track of your deck here. So you start with 40 cards in your deck. We have your discard pile. This over here is the scoreboard. So it shows the priority player. So the priority player will always have their screen be the screen that's kind of it's like so the priority player gets to see like their Bakugan will be here, their hand will be here, this is their deck and their discard, right? And so that's who player refers to, is whoever priority is. And so you'll see their Bakugan's B power and damage will be in these spots, and then the opponent's Bakugan and B power will be down in these spots. Okay. And then up here on the top, as you can see, this is the opponent's stuff. So you have the opponent's Bakugan, whether they're open or closed, again with the same kind of button kind of thing. You guys can't see my GUI? Hold up. Can you see it now? Dude. Just gotta wait for that stream lag. Okay. Wow. You know, honestly, I was just waiting for the first time that I was gonna mess up, and it's happened now. So honestly, like, the nerves are out. Like, that's it, and I could probably talk at like a normal speed. Hey, can you guys actually hear me well? You know, I didn't even ask about that. Oops. Yeah. Okay, maybe I should be paying more attention to my chat. Anyway. So, okay, well, I'll just walk you guys through this again. So these are your Bakugan. These are those nice buttons that tell you whether they're open or not. It's a Pyrus Diamond Drago there. You got, this is your hand down here. So I start with, you have your cores in your hand, and so I'll show you how you place those and all that. We have this nice Bakugan logo here to show you where the center core is, or where the center of your hex matrix is. You have the energy that you have used will be counted here, and the energy that you have yet to use will be counted here. You have your deck is here. There's 40 cards in it, obviously, and then the discard will actually show the card that's on top of your discard pile is what you'll see here. And then you have the scoreboard, right? So we have the player is going to be referred to whoever is the priority. So for this matchup, I have Dan versus Magnus. Okay, and like I said, they're both just running the same deck, so it might get confusing in that way, but you'll always be able to check up here at who the priority player is, and then that's who you'll see their B power, their damage is here, and then the opponents will be there. Okay, and then all this stuff is stats and stuff for your opponent. So you see your opponent's Bakugan here, whether each of their Bakugan is open by that little symbol, how many cards are in their hand, how many cards are left in their deck, how much energy they've used, and how much they have still to use. And then they have a hero space, and then obviously the player's hero space is huge because you need to be able to play a lot of heroes when you're good at Bakugan, because that's what people who are good at Bakugan do. They play a lot of heroes. So that's a really important thing that I think the simulator must have without any bias at all. And then I think the last big question you guys probably have is, what's this random big black box over here? I wish I could tell you it's a chat window, but I mean, since you're just on the same computer, that's not really relevant. But as we go, as this develops more, that's what I'm aiming to do with this box. But for right now, it's actually a way to help the player enter effects of cards that I haven't automated into the game yet. And so that's something that's up and coming, right? Is programming the cards so that when you play them, the game knows what it does, right? currently you need to tell the game what to do with it. And so I'll show you how that works as we go here. But so let's place some cores. What do you guys think about that? How about I throw some cores on this matrix so that it's not just totally empty? So, you know, the classic start, we're going to go green fist in the middle. All right. And then when you see the... Oh, boy. By the way, for those of you who are freaked out by the green text, that's just for me as a developer so that I can actually see what's happening. When you write code, you have to tell it to tell you what's going on, otherwise it's not going to. And so I just have it constantly telling me what it's doing. But so when you play, you're not gonna have to deal with the green text because I'm gonna give you a .exe, so you just run it. This will be a full screen, like you won't have to deal with this like weird window situation. It'll just be a nice full screen game that you can play on. Yeah. So don't worry about the green text. That's just to help me figure out, like, if I run into an issue, if there's an error, if the game crashes, like, I can look back at this and be like, what the heck happened? Like, so, but yeah, so I place green fist in the middle, as we're all familiar with. And then you'll notice, so when I place it, it covers up the Bakugan thing, so you don't see that anymore. But then, so now it also instantly changed when I did that to priority for Magnus. So now we have a full hand again, this is Magnus's hand now. So that's why, you know, it looks like maybe the green fist wasn't placed. But so I'll just show you then by placing a shield here that that basically, like, you know, the hands are different. Clearly this needs to get the speed needs to increase on this a little bit. And that'll take just a little bit of optimization. I actually made a huge optimization that I'm super pumped to show you guys later on. But basically, when you roll, I had the Bakugan ball follows the cursor. And it was just like jump across the screen, like show up randomly in one place and then in another. Okay. So this is that patience thing that when you're working with a new program, you got to be really patient until I get those optimizations in. So what just happened, like you just saw, the green text was flying, the screen went white. So what just happened is I pressed the button too many times. Like I'm using my stupid trackpad instead of my mouse. So let me just plug that in. But I pressed the button too many times, and then the game tried to catch up to all the buttons that I was pressing, and it's just like, what the heck, what's going on? And so apparently one of the times I pressed the green fist to be over here. So that was obviously not done on purpose, but here we are with our lives. So something important though is, like, when you click the core that you select, then it'll show this down here, and that means that you definitely picked that core now. So I wasn't paying attention to that before, but again, like I said, when I give it out to you guys, you're not gonna have to worry about that stuff at all. So alright, well this is disappointing. Okay. So you guys obviously can tell that I have some clear optimizations in mind, because this is incredibly slow. But hang tight. I actually, like, when I was working on debugging, you know, because when I'm programming this thing, right, I have to, like, debug it often. You know, you have to, like, come in and figure out, like, you know, when there's errors or issues or something slow, you have to, like, find in the code. So, you know, like, this huge code base here of, like, it's over 2,000 lines of code now. I have to, like, find in there where the issue is, right? And so having this green text helps me do that a lot. But Also, to speed that up, I programmed in a little thing that automatically places the cores for me. So it did it really, really quickly. All the cores were placed right away, and then I would just jump into playing the game and making sure everything's working. But here, we'll just put that there to make it so that this thing actually like works. But yeah, so I made it place all the cores automatically so that I wouldn't have to sit through this every time. And I kind of just right now turned it off so that it would be normal, like how it would play. And so I totally forgot that this was something that needed to be optimized still. So my bad. But okay, we're almost there. Here we are. Okay. So you can see we have cards down at the bottom. And then I built in a little preview so that, you know, because this is tough to read down here. So just so that you can read the text up here, there's a little preview. So you should know what your cards do. If you're playing cards in your deck, please know what they do. But like, you know, I just figured like I didn't know most of these cards, to be honest. So I just added this in here to help that out. But so you start with the energize step. So obviously, all you have to do is you just click on the card you want to energize, and it'll do it, and then it'll switch over to the other player here. I should mention, one of the biggest difficulties with Untap, one of the worst parts of Untap, is that it shuffles your deck so horribly. Thankfully, Python can shuffle a deck really easily, and so we have well shuffled decks here. So you don't have to worry about shuffling 4 or 5 times before you start your game. Like, it just shuffles it automatically and you're good to go. Okay, yeah, so that's all set. So here we are. So now it's selection phase. So yeah, this kind of box up here just kind of tells you what's going on and things you need to do in the game state. So it's Dan's turn. So to select your Bakugan, you just click one. So we're going to choose Pyrus Dragonoid. Alright, and lets you know that you clicked it. And then you'll see, so it switched to Magnus's screen. Now that Magnus needs to select now, right? So, because it goes by priority order. So, because computers are so programmatic, you have to do the perfect priority order on everything. It's just, that's how you would have to do it. Like, if you ever played, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Online, like Wigo Pro, you would know that for every single opportunity, every single moment in the game where you could respond to something, it pops up a little window and asks, are you going to respond? Are you going to respond? Are you going to respond now? Are you responding? Like, it's so annoying, but that's the reality of computers, guys. Like, that's it. So, you're going to notice it's the same way with this. In some ways, it's not as bad, in my opinion, as Wigo Pro, but you still have to have an opportunity to play your cards when you can. So yeah, so now we're Magnus. Magnus, we'll just have him select Darkest Pegatrix. And there we go. So now we have Dragonoid selected, Darkest Pegatrix selected. So before the roll phase, right, before you guys roll your Bakugan, you get a chance to play cards. And so it goes back to, the next step in the turn order means it goes back to the starting player with priority, so that's Dan. And so if there's any cards we wanted to play, we could. Since we don't, we're just going to click pass, and then it passes priority over to Magnus. And same deal, we're just going to pass. There's nothing to do there at all. So yeah, and now we're in the roll phase. So this is exciting. This is what I was talking about earlier. The cursor and the ball follow each other so perfectly. It makes me so happy, because before it was like the cursor would be here, I'd move it to here, and then now the ball would be there. Like, it'd have like a second delay, and it was just the most annoying thing. But so that was something that I wanted to optimize right before this, and I'm so glad I did. So with the roll phase, wherever I click my cursor is where it's going to drop the ball at. And so I made it so that it is about the same as when you roll in real life, the distance. So if I count back 3 spots here, if I drop my ball here, it should land on this green fist. And then, so right now there's no restrictions of like where you can put your Bakugan and where you can't. So just follow the rules. Like, don't cheat. You know, like in real life, you could also just put your Bakugan here and roll from there, but like you're not going to. So just don't do it here either, right? So yeah, and maybe that's something I can add in the future. But honestly, I don't think that's a high priority as long as you guys just don't do it wrong. So yeah, so if I place my Bakugan here, I click, and now you can see it's not following my cursor anymore. So that's where it's stuck. And so that's where I'm gonna have to roll it from here now. And I'm expecting to hit this green fist. We'll see if my aim's any good. But so now the second click is going to determine the direction it goes. So if I were to click, let's say I click here, right, like straight down from the Dragonoid, it should roll straight to this green fist. But if I were to aim, say like this, and click over here somewhere, then it'll go off diagonally. So it's actually a pretty sensitive system. Like if you misclick like here instead of here, right, like you're noticing maybe like a 10 pixel difference or something, then that's the difference between hitting this core and like hitting some core over here. So let's just see if I can hit that green fist with this. But so now when the first player sets up their roll, now the second player has to set up theirs. So it's one then the other. It just is what it is. When this gets online though, it's possible that we'll be able to lock in both rolls and then not reveal it to the other person. And then once they both have them locked in, then you reveal what the other person did, and then you simulate the roll. When you're just playing LAN like this, or I mean, this isn't technically LAN. This is it's just on the same machine. But when you're playing on the same machine like this, you can't exactly do that. Like, there's not really any good way of doing that. So anyway, I'll just line up this shot. All right. So once you line them both up, it's gonna go ahead and simulate the first roll. So it looks like I didn't hit that green fist I was aiming for. So this is the first Bakugan that I placed down here. It simulates that one first. So it rolled and it landed up on this shield, which now you can see that Dragonoid is holding that shield. And then yeah, so this is a nice like open graphic of a Pyrus Drag or a Diamond Pyrus Drago. So that just tells you that it opened. And then this up here is actually where it would have gone. So this just kind of shows you like the direction that you're headed. This doesn't need to be there, and in the future I'll probably remove it. But it was just useful for me for aiming purposes. And then so it says click to continue. So when I click, it'll show the next Bakugan's roll. Cool. So it looks like we hit the Flame Fist here in the middle. So yeah, like I said, the aim distance isn't perfect, but it's still pretty good. It's not that bad. So yeah. And then it's just gonna wait for you to continue one more time. But you can see, so we hit that Flame Fist here. So when you continue, you move into the power step. Now you can actually see their stats over here. If you don't open, you'll probably see this later, but if you don't open, it does a kind of funny thing, which seemed like the only sensible thing to me to do, which is it says your stats are minus 999,000, minus 999,999 for both your B power and your damage. Which, like, if you're not open, like your Bakugan is closed, like it can't contest in the B power race and it can't do any damage, so that just seemed like a sensible thing to do. But maybe in the future I'll just make it like blank, but whatever, So now that it's the power step, we can go ahead and play cards. So we have one energy charge that we're ready to use. So this guy could play Anchor Strike for 0 and none of the rest of his cards. So the only good thing to do would really be to pass right now. And then this guy, Magnus here, is threatening a ton of damage. But again, I mean, there's nothing that they should need to do, so we'll just pass that one too. And so it moves into Victor phase. When both players pass, you move into Victor. That's how priority rules go. So this follows priority rules really closely. And then in Victor phase, you can each play cards. So I suppose this time you could play Anchor Strike. And let's go ahead and do that, actually. So you play Anchor Strike. It enters the batch. Another thing that I'm thinking for the future is perhaps, I could shrink the size of this hero space, which I don't know why you'd want to actually have a smaller hero space, since, we're all going to be playing so many heroes because we're good at Bakugan. But anyway, so I'll probably make this about half the size and then add in a badge right here. So that way you can actually see what cards are in the badge. Because currently there's no way of knowing what's in the badge except for interacting with our beautiful black box over here. So, so Dan entered Anchor Strike into the badge. But then after you play a card, you actually have priority still, and you can play more cards if you so choose before your opponent can respond. And that's how Bakugan works. And so you actually have to pass after you play a card. So now Magnus has a chance to play a card. Magnus doesn't have anything he's going to play, so we're just going to pass again. Alright, so now this is what happens. So both players pass, the card's ready to resolve. Our beautiful black box lets you know, Dan, enter the functions to play this card. Separate multiple effects with them. Oh, actually, ignore that. I don't know why it still says that. I found a better way. If you have multiple effects on a card, and I'll show you later, there's a better way to enter it in here. But then it just tells you this is the effect. So basically, you have to type this into here. This is currently the hardest part of playing the simulator, is knowing what to type into this box when you're activating the effect. And I made you guys actually a cheat sheet to help you out. So let me pull that up for you. So this box, you're not going to always need to use this box, but for the time being, it's the only way that we can do this. Until I hard code each individual card's effects into the game, right? And that, honestly, it's a huge challenge. If each card takes me like 1 to 2 minutes, then doing 500 cards, it's going to take me like a ton of time, another 1,000 hours, which is how much time I've already put into this project, right? So what I'm thinking I'll do is I'll give you guys this cheat sheet that'll help you enter in the cards, but I will hard code most of the meta cards, like pretty much all of them. And if you guys have any requests of what cards you'd like to see coded in, leave it in the comments, or you could also DM me on Twitter if you want to do that. If you have some cards that you want me to hard code, because I can totally do that, right? Like, I'll be like, I'll do it. I'll put it in there. But yeah, so this is, if you watch the previous live stream, this is the same thing from that one, the command cheat sheet. But so the main things that we're looking at, there is a difference in this one. So with the GUI, you have to start everything with app1 dot. So app1, just application 1, it refers to the game that you're playing right now. So you have to start with that. And then, so for this, we're going to be modifying a Bakugan's damage. So I'll just bring it down to the mod. So basically you have to refer to a Bakugan, and then you click .mod. So that's what this is telling us. So the best way to do that is you type in priority. So now this is referring to this player. So we're saying Dan. So we now have access through app1.priority. We have access to everything that is Dan's. We can access his deck, we can access each of his Bakugan, we can access his hand, his energy, everything. Okay. But what we want to access right now is the Bakugan that he selected. So app1.priority.selected. Okay. And then we can use the mod function. So now we just type in mod. And what we're going to tell mod to do is look at the damage, and we're going to subtract 2. Wait, is that right? Hold on. No. Okay. Oh, I messed up. We don't want to take away damage from Dan's Bakugan. It's losing and it has 5 damage, right? We want to take it away from the other guy. So the way to do that is you can actually do priority.opp, which is just opponent, right? So now we say priority.opp.selected. And now we're looking at this Bakugan up here. Okay, so now we can modify that guy's damage using the same kind of syntax here. So some important things to point out here is these parentheses are pretty important. That's what's telling it that you're using this mod function, and this is what you're giving it. We can put damage here, or we can actually put B power here too. So this is the same way you modify B power, is the same set of stuff. And then you can put a plus or a minus here, and it'll work like that. But you have to tell it whether you're adding or subtracting. Okay, so once you have it all typed in and you're ready to go, you press enter. It comes up into the chat box. I mean, like a chat box would, right? And this is why, like, this could easily transform into a chat box later. And then once you're all done, you click the done button, and then it'll do the stuff to change the So you can see we got -2 on the damage there. It was 11, now it's 9. So awesome. And then when a card resolves, each player gets a chance to play more cards. So you can see Dan must have been the starting player. So he passes, and then Magnus has a chance. He's going to pass. Great. So now Dan's taking damage. So it started with 9. It actually already flipped this card off your deck. That was the first damage you took. And now to take the damage, you just click. So we're just going to click 7, 6, 5. Alright, so we hit a flip. So when you hit a flip, you click one more time. Okay. And it looks like it's just got to catch up to us for a second. Was clicking a little fast. There's so many different places to make some optimizations, but it is what it is, you know. That's how it goes, and that's part of why like usually you see like a project like this would have a team of 10 people, or if you wanted to have an amazing project, you have a team of like 30-40 people. You know, like if you're thinking of like if you remember, there was an app for Bakugan. It was just like toy battling game app on iPhone, on Android, and you could like roll Bakugan against each other, land on cores, and like literally just toy battling game, the app, right? An app like that would have a huge development team. Like, you know, we're talking like 40-50 people to make an app like that. I guarantee it, you know. And so I'm a one-man team here making this thing, and like I said before, you know, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of stuff coming down with it, but okay, so, I gotta write that down. It's not supposed to have to ask you that. So this is what we're supposed to see. Yeah. So when you click, it just asks if you don't want to play it, you click this red button. If you do want to play it, you click this green button. I don't know why it asked me. If you guys noticed, or maybe you can check back on the VOD, but down in the green text here, it asked me if I was gonna play the flip, and it's not supposed to do that. And honestly, dude, I've been doing this all day. I've been literally testing this, like finding every little bug, working out every little thing, and like just another thing just came up out of nowhere. Like sometimes there's just random cases that really screw you up, and you just really don't get where it comes from. But here it is. So, yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and another thing I should point out. The simulator checks that if the thing is flipped, or if the card that you flip over is a flip card, and it checks how much it costs. If you can't pay for it, it's not even going to ask you if you want to play it. But if you can pay for it, it'll ask you no matter what. And if you say you're going to play it, it'll play it no matter what. Which means you got to pay attention, and you got to know whether it's legal for you to play this card or not. So this is a stop Darkus, and so it's going to stop Darkus Pegatrix, so we can totally play it. Okay, and then this is another thing not many people realize about Bakugan, but when you play a flip card, you begin priority actions. So this card just got played, and now Dan, who's the starting player, gets a chance to play cards. So you can totally respond to a flip card with anything that's in your hand if you have the energy for it. We're not going to do that, and almost nobody does. But this kind of goes back to just what I was saying earlier about, like, you know, why GoPro? You have to, like, every single opportunity there is to play a card, the computer has to ask you. You know, there's no, like, implied, like, oh, obviously I'm not going to play anything after the flip. Like, so the computer has to ask you, and that's the same thing I was doing here. It's just asking to make sure that there's nothing you want to play. Because, like, this player actually, so Magnus could play Anchor Strike, could play Prismatic Blast, but we've already got confirmed from the devs that subtracting damage in the damage step doesn't do anything. So like, what would be the point? You know, maybe someday we'll see cards that have an interesting effect in the damage step. But actually, there was one. If you guys have seen any of the reveals, I think it's called Chaotic Charge. Although there's no reason you couldn't just play it in the end phase, but you could play it in the damage step. But so yeah, so both players go ahead and they pass, and then it's time to resolve the flip. So when you want to resolve the flip, you click on your nice, beautiful black box, and this one's super easy. You just type in stop with parentheses. That's it. Stop with parentheses. You press enter, you click done, and that one's done. Boom. You just stopped it. Okay, that was the easiest freaking thing ever. All right. The other one's only hard because you have to tell it exactly what Bakugan, exactly whose player it is, because like, for example, you know, both players could have the same Bakugan, right? So it's like, it's not simple to do it any other way. That's like literally the simplest way to do it. But anyway, here we go. So yeah, so both players now have a chance to play cards after the flip resolves, like when the batch is empty in the damage step. Now, damage step is over because they both passed. We're going to retract that, the Pious Dragonoid, that lost. So what we have to do is we just click once, and then it's asking where will you put your core. So now you click where to put your core. Again, put the core in a legal spot. So we'll just put it right here. Great. And now it's the end phase. Again, you have a chance to play cards. We're just going to pass. So, I mean, the name of the game here is just going to be pass, 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 pass. Like, any chance there is to actually play a card, you're going to have to pass it. But okay, so we're hitting the energize step for the next turn. And, let's just see. Let's just throw away Might of Darkness. Who needs that, right? So we energize that, and now dang. Oh, something I forgot to mention. So when you lose the brawl, then you become the priority player. So did that happen? Wait a second. I don't know. I'll have to look back at that. But the person, oh no, the person who wins gets priority. So yeah, actually that did happen. So yeah, so Magnus won the last one. You can see they didn't take the hit. This guy took the hit. So that worked out right. Alright, and then we're just going to go ahead and energize this guy. And now selected. So you can't obviously select the same Bakugan, and so we're not going to select this guy, but we'll just select Pious Dragonoid, and it'll switch over to the other guy. And let's throw out some Kubo. Okay. And we're not going to play anything before we roll. Oh, there's some other things I wanted to show you guys. Like I wanted to show the tiebreaker, and what else? I don't remember what else. Alright, so we got one opened, and ooh, I think the second guy missed. So we have our Pyrus Dragonoid is missed. It missed, and you can see now all the -9s. It just looks goofy to me. Like, why is there a negative to begin with? But then also, it's just, yeah. So anyway, that's what happens. And then also, can we just talk about this Kubo landed on a -300 shield, so now they have 0 B power, but they're still probably going to win this brawl. Alright, let's see. Yeah, so we don't have any rerolls, so obviously you can't do anything there, so just gonna pass and let that be as it is. Yeah, so we'll just pass too, because you win. Alright, so it's Victor's step. So this guy can actually go ahead and play Anchor Strike. Why not? Oh, actually, it could play both Anchor Strikes. Oh, that's risky. Let's just do it. Hopefully that works. I haven't actually tried that little case yet, so hopefully we don't have any issues there. And this guy can actually just respond with Dark Boost and say, F you have to take 8 now anyway. Alright, we're gonna do it. Okay, so the batch, if you missed it, the batch is Anchor Strike, Dark Boost. So now both players get a chance to pass, yeah, and they do. Great. Now we're gonna enter the code. So the last card that went in is gonna resolve first. So we gotta type that in first. So this is Dan's card, so he's gonna be the priority on this one. So we're just gonna type av1.priority. And for this one, we want to do, priority.selected.mod, because we're targeting Dan's Bakugan. So we're going to modify the damage here, and we're going to give it +5. Okay, so you press enter, and then you click done. And now, when one card resolves, each player gets a chance to play cards again before the other cards are able to resolve. So you have to pass again twice, and now the first Anchor Strike can resolve. So let's see. Anchor Strike. So we're going to go, for this one, we're actually going to use priority.op because Magnus again wants to target Dan's selected Bakugan. So damage, and then we're going to make it, -2. Alright, and done. Ooh, did I type something wrong? Oh shoot, I said app1.priority.op.selected and then I missed .mod. So this is what happens if you type something wrong. It just says, oops, you missed, try again. So I'll just correct it with the next one because that's really all you can do at the moment is, so now when I come in here, so I'll just type in app1.priority.selected.mod. We're going to modify the damage. And so on this one, actually, so I'll even show you how to do 2 effects at once, because priority.op, so we got to choose the opponents here. So yeah, just don't mess up what you type into this thing, because that basically changes the game state, and you can't access it again unless you play another card. So okay, so I entered in the first Anchor Strike, and then I'm just going to go ahead and enter in the second one right away. And so this is a really good way to, if you have a card that actually has 2 effects on it, this is how you would do it, is you just enter the first effect, press enter, and then enter the second effect. Oh my gosh. Okay. And just right now, I'm looking at this, and I realize that I missed the other quote here. So the first line, so basically if you do misspell like that, right, the first line is just going to miss, it's not going to do anything, and then it'll go ahead and do the next line. So since I already know it's going to miss that first line, I'm just going to go ahead and type this in. So we have 2 correct calls, and it'll should do what it's supposed to do. Okay, so what happened? It missed the first one. Oh, and then it just said screw it to the other 2. Okay, well that's another bug we gotta fix. Jeez Louise. Alright, so yeah, so when you play many things into the batch, we still have some issues. Oh wait, no. It's when you... it's if you misspell. So don't misspell, like... I mean, I feel like that's kind of on you if you do misspell. Like, obviously, that's on me. Like, maybe I shouldn't get that that card effect because that's my bad. Yeah. So if you play cards with multiple effects, you have to spell them all right. Otherwise, currently, I mean, I'll fix this bug, obviously, so that if you miss one, it'll just be a miss. And then you can try again. And actually, the best thing to do would just be to say, after it says, oops, you missed, try again, I'll just have it, like, actually let you type it in again. So, alright. Well, we'll do that in the future. Oh, you should notice, this is something that's coming in the future as well, is cards like Pact of Darkness, Tiger Reflex, Stand Together, that have an effect that gives them free to flip, or free to play off the flip. Those ones, right now, you can't play them. Except for if you hard pay. And again, that's just something that I actually have to go in and hard code each of those cards into the actual game script. Not hard code each card individually like I have to do with every other card in the game, but those ones I have to hard code into the game script because they are so unique. Like there's no other card that says oh, you can play me for free, like now. Like there's some cards that are like, oh, if I play this card, now I have an effect that makes this next card cost less. Like Super Fuel. You open on Super Fuel, the next thing costs 3 less, right? That's easy. Now I just say, okay, this costs 3 less, and then you can play it. But this one, it by by all intents and purposes says it's a 4 cost. But if you try to play it for 4, or like you have to enter an effect to get it to not be 4, but you can't enter an effect in the simulator unless you play the card, right? So anyway, that's just kind of is what it is. So yeah, so we can't play packed here, unfortunate. And it says this again, so we'll just say no, and hopefully that'll let us move on. Okay, it's just asking me again, so we're gonna say yes. Alright, so we're just taking the damage. And so you can see every time I click, a new card gets flipped up. You can see the new card. And here we are with this again. So actually, playing this will work, so I'll go ahead and play that, and that'll stop it. So yeah, when you play it, both players get a chance to play cards, and now we can stop. Cool. Alright, damage. So we're in the damage step still, so both players, again, get to pass before you move on. Alright. And then, oh, since one of the Bakugan didn't open, there was no need to retract, so it just skips over that part and goes straight into the end phase. Alright. Cool. Oh, I still want to show you guys ties. So let's see if I can force a tie on this turn. We'll see what happens. So I want to show how those are working. No! No! I'm so angry. I'm so angry. Okay. For some reason, and this is making me so mad because I can't figure this out. Randomly, sometimes, occasionally, when you energize a card, this random error comes up and says, oh, that card's not in your hand. But it's obviously, it's right here. Like, I can see it. It's there. It's in the hand. I don't understand why this error happens. And it makes me so angry. So, basically what we have to do here is move on. Like, I have to start over. So the game, like, I have to end the game and start it over. So, okay, maybe this is the time to just, like, look back at the chat and see if you guys have any questions. Because, let's see. Okay, so we fixed the GUI. Let's see. Thank you, Scare Trap. I think it looks good too. Oh, dude, I have to let you guys know. The GUI, the background here, and then all these like different spaces that are on here, and the scoreboard, and then the 2 different buttons, all were designed by Keenan, and Keenan, he just did a really great job. Like, I'm so thankful. So if you're watching right now, dude, like, thank you, bro, because this is sick, man. And so excited to put this out there, and it looks like people are loving it, so that's awesome. Oh, Syntax had a good point that you could play a negate off of if someone played a flip hero, and that'd be the only time you'd want to play cards during the damage step. Yeah, solid point. Custom cards. So it is possible to add custom cards. I feel like that would be a good thing to show you in like the far future, because I mean, I guess I could just show you guys if you wanted to add custom cards. So your build, like when you download everything, it'll look a little different from mine, but what it'll look like, you'll have decks, you'll have effects, you'll have a few different things, right? You have like core picks, so it shows you all the different cores that are there. You'll need to have you need to have all the cards. So these are all the cards, and so basically what you'll have to do is you put a picture of the card into the card folder, right? So this is where all the pictures go. And so you put the picture there, and then you're gonna want to like you're gonna have to figure out how to do like the effect yourself, or I mean you just text me and I can just like no, not text me, hit me up on Twitter or in the YouTube comments, and I'll tell you how to code in whatever thing you're trying to do here. And so that's basically, I mean, that's pretty much all you have to do, right? Is you just put in the card, the picture, and then you have to know what the thing is here. Oh, the other thing you have to do, okay, and this one might be a little more difficult. You have to find, and it'll probably be called something different, but you have to find your card database. So this is a spreadsheet I have that has all of the cards information, starting with their name, their numbers, their rarities, factions, everything, all their effects. So you'll have to basically fill out a row in this data sheet with all their information. But yeah, so if you do those two things, you have the picture and you fill in a row on the data sheet, you can add in your own custom card. Evos, dude. So Evos are the next thing on my list that I want to add. So this is, right now, we're playing action cards and we're playing regular character cards with no effects. Evos, gears, fusions, they're all right around the corner. I reworked all the code so that they would be easy to plug in, and so I'm gonna start doing that. That's the next thing. Like the next iteration will have all the really awesome things that are missing. You know, like that's what, you know, is like the easy thing to say, and like you would always say, but like, you know what I mean? Like basically, you know, like that's what's coming next is gears, heroes, you know, fusions, like all that kind of stuff. Like heroes like are very not simple, and same with character card effects. But I thought of a cool, easy way to do it, where basically like anytime you have a chance to play a card, I'll just have like a little button over here that you can just click on, or I don't know where I'll put it. Maybe I'll put it up here, wherever. Who cares, right? I'll have a button, or maybe I'll just put it on this thing. But that'll let you activate the beautiful black box and type in whatever you need to type in, whatever effect it is, and then it'll go off, or you can add an effect to the batch in there. I have a pretty easy way of adding things to the batch. So Michael asked about Howling Shell Bomb. I don't have any Fusion Force cards in here right now. And the reason for that is because the data sheet that I have only has stuff up to AV. So Howling Shell Bomb is not in the game right now. Yeah, dude, I totally agree that it would be way nice if you didn't have to type anything, because like some of the things actually end up getting kind of difficult, which is why I ended up making a cheat sheet to just like help you guys better understand like how to type things in. But there's a lot of things that we can do right now. We can reroll, we can retract Bakugan, we can energize, draw, discard, add things to the batch, choose a card from your hand, recharge your energy, take damage. So yeah, there's just a bunch of different things we can do. We can make someone discard. So but so yeah, my plan for that is I want to hard code a bunch of the meta cards, but I'm not gonna be able to do all of them. You know, like if each card takes me 2 minutes, right? Then I put in, you know, 500 cards. That's 1,000 minutes. That's a lot of freaking time. You know what I mean? I don't know how much time is that. Yeah, I don't know. That's like upward of 14 hours. Like that's, I don't know, it's a lot of time. You know, this is just a side project. You know, if we had a full team, like the ideal situation would be to have a huge team of people helping contribute to the cards, right? And if we had that, like, it's a no-brainer. It'd be easy. You know, you sign one person does Aquas, one person does Pyrus, one person does Aurelus, right? Like, you know, then you just crank them out. But it's just me. Like, unless like someone was gonna come on and help me do something like that, there's no way I can just hard code in every single card. Yeah, so I'll do it for some of the meta stuff, like to take the pressure off you guys to play things and to like be able to decode stuff. But I'm not gonna be able to do it for everything, you know. Um, yeah, no, I see what you're saying, syntax. Yeah, no, like that's basically the yeah, that's the goal is to have. So I can just show you. The way that I did it is I just have one giant script that is full of just functions with card names, and I actually made that programmatically. And so, okay, so I tried to write a program that would take in from my sheet here, would take in the effect of each Bakugan and create the function programmatically based off the card text. Unfortunately, in Bakugan, that's impossible because they use different um, they use different text, like different words, to mean different things in Bakugan than they do like for each different like effect. So like Mac and Might of Cindius, right? They have different text to say the same thing. That this is a damage wins turn. You know what I mean? Like, so you can't even just like do something simple like that, which would be really like cool, kind of fun, honestly, and an easy way to get all the cards coded. But the issue you have to do is you have to get all of the Bakugan. Like you have to do that. But something that actually might be easy and make this a lot simpler for you guys is when you play a card that resolves, I could have you just click on which Bakugan you want it to affect. That'd be so much easier. Like just have it say like choose which Bakugan to apply this effect to, and then you just click on it. So, dude, I'm gonna write that down because that's something that'd be really simple. Uh, well, not like really simple, but I mean simple enough that um, that it's definitely worth doing. Okay. And then, dude, King Nub, what's up, bud? Welcome. So I guess that we could probably give this another try. Considering we had a lot of issues. Not a lot of issues. I mean, I don't know, 2 or 3 different issues so far. It's made this kind of a pain in the butt, but it's been good. It's been a good stream so far, I feel like. So, yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have any other questions? Like, anybody, I don't know, anybody got anything that they're dying to know about the simulator? Or that they're dying to see the simulator do, or anything like that? Like, oh, something that I want to talk about. Oh, hold up. Uh, yeah. So, looking into the future, like what I'd love to continue developing for this game is obviously like the minor things that we've been seeing happening throughout this stream. Like, bro, what is this? Okay, I've literally never seen this error before, and now it's like I'm streaming and here's this random error. Like, pretty sure I saw the same one earlier. You know, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, so when I started this today, um, I made this little, you can see over here, I made this little auto function, and that works really well. But so it just automatically plays the chords for me, and I honestly haven't been using the normal chords at all. The reason for that is because it takes a while to place them all, right? Like you saw, it took forever. So that's something that needs to be optimized. But I made this little auto function, and it just places the chords for me. So it's placing all these chords basically as fast as is possible. And it just gets you through this part of the game. Like, you know, so that at least I can show you guys how this stuff works. So we're going to start in the energized phase. Oh, the other thing is when I have is auto on, it actually automatically energizes any flip cards in your hand too. So flip cards are going to be automatically energized now. So you get to see that. It's kind of cool. But yeah, so I'm just going to energize this Rite of Darkest. Like, don't really need that at all. Alright, and then, so now flips to the other person, right? So Don't forget this is all on one machine. You have two people playing against each other on one computer, right? So it shows you whose turn it is, whose priority is, and that also shows you whose screen this actually is. So now this is Magnus's hand that we're seeing, and these are Magnus's Bakugan and his deck and all that kind of stuff, right? So, okay, so we're just gonna energize this card here. All right, so now it flips back to Dan, who's the starting player, right? So he has to select first. So to select your Bakugan, you just click him. Just click him. And then flips over to Magnus as soon as you do, and so we'll have Magnus choose Pegatrix. So now you can see there's at least a little difference between the two. So Magnus has Pegatrix selected, and then Dan has Dragonoid. And so now we're in the pre-roll stage where you play cards, so we don't need to play anything before the roll on turn 1. Don't know hardly anyone who does. I guess you have Shargo Ronin you could play before the roll turn 1, but alright, so now, did I show you guys this before? I don't think I did. The way that I have it updating the screen when you're moving your Bakugan around has it overwrite. So if I click here, have my Bakugan there, and then I'm moving my other Bakugan around and I go over that spot, it'll overwrite it so it disappears. But it remembers the position, so you know your roll won't be messed up or anything like that at all. It's just kind of funny. But so okay, so it looks like Dragonoid opened and Pegatrix didn't. So we have Dragonoid at 500, and then Pegatrix is at the bottom of a black hole as far as their B power and damage goes. Alright, so we're in the power step. So this is after rolling, we can play cards. This guy's winning, so he has no reason to play any cards, so we're just going to pass. And this guy has no rerolls, so the only thing he could do is boost B power, so can't do that anyway. So pass, and we'll pass through the victor phase as well. And then we're going to take some damage, so it takes the first one for you, and then you got to click for the rest. Again, Pact is a work in progress currently. Oh! Yo, check this out. Okay. Whoa. So when I turned on the auto, it must have automatically said that I wanted to play the flip card, because now we're not having that we're not having that issue before. It was asking if we wanted to play the flip in the green text. So yo, okay. That's a feature of the auto function. So I'm gonna have to, okay. I'm so glad that I know how to correct that now. Okay. Yeah. So we can't play this flip. It's a stop darkest. This is a Pyrus, so no play. You can't play it, and you have to finish your damage off. All right. So that's all the damage. You don't retract because you weren't open, so suck it. End phase. Here we go. We're just gonna skip through the end phase and get into the next turn. Alright, so it draws for you automatically. I guess I never mentioned that, so you don't have to do anything to make it draw. And then let's energize Red of Darkest. Alright, and then we'll energize. Let's energize Darkest Howl. That looks like a good choice to energize. Bruh. Alright. So we got that same area again. This thing is killing me. Alright, honestly that's all I got for you guys. Like this is getting a little stressful. But you guys saw the basic point. I'm upset we didn't get to finish a game though. I don't know. There's not like anything crazy when the game's over. It just like congrats, you won, and then it closes the game and that's it. So yeah, nothing crazy, but I don't know, whatever. This is the simulator. This is it. Like, it's in a good place. It's not finished. Like, there's lots of improvements to be made, you know? So, there is no way to look at the cards you energized. And that is on purpose, like, on purpose AF, because you aren't supposed to be able to look at them. Like, in Bakugan, when you energize a card, it's gone. It's donezo. Like, you don't get to see it anymore. You know what I mean? So, that is like that on purpose. The discard pile, you can see only the top card of the discard pile right now, of your own discard pile. So, you know, yeah, I'm gonna write that down because that's something that obviously we need to have. You need to be able to see both your discard pile and your opponent's discard pile, right? So, So we need to have a way to see those discard piles, and we don't have that. I've thought of a few ideas for that. The first one that I thought of is like I'll just have it pop up all the cards on the screen, and you'll just have like card after card after card after card, and then maybe I'll figure out how to code in a scroll bar. That's something I've never done before, is a scroll bar, so that would be kind of interesting. And so you can just scroll through, however many cards are there. I'm sure there's a nice thing online to tell you how to do that anyway. What's up, Problems Eyes? Welcome to the chat. Maybe like, so Alexander thinks we should do a hover feature when your mouse is over the discard pile. And it just has a list. Well, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, so you just like put your mouse over the discard pile, and then a list pops up of like the names of all the cards that go in. I kind of like that. That's cool. Bro, King Nub, dude, I know it, bro. Like, okay, sure, you energized your flip, like that sucks, but honestly, there's nothing you can, like, that is what it is, bro. Like, you energize, you can't look at your energy. I don't know. That's just, you're not supposed to anyway. That's which is that a silly thing? It kind of is, like just having a really great memory all of a sudden makes you a slightly better Bakugan player than everyone else. Like, I don't know. But that's what the devs say, that's what it is. So I'm just trying to code this so that it's like it's like how the game's supposed to be played. That's why you have you have to pass during Victor phase, and you have to pass during like damage step. Like kind of ridiculous to have to pass during damage step for the most part, but yeah, it is kind of like the card gets banished. Like, that's kind of how it goes. So, dude, and it really sucks, bro. If you ever play Ventus, which I know you're thinking about, if you ever have to energize like the top card of your deck, you don't get a look at it, bro. Like, if you put Stealth Thrusters in your deck, and you go to energize the top card, you're not supposed to look at it, and that'll mess you up, dude. Like, you don't know if that's your flip or if that's your best card, your evo, like whatever. You have no clue, bro. But you don't get a look at it because it is what it is. And same with Winton. If you play Winton Styles, you don't get a look at that. And that sucked. I was playing that in both the last 2 weeks of VBL. If any of you guys aren't in VBL, join VBL because VBL's dope. Okay. Also, yeah. So I was playing a Winton deck in both the last 2 weeks, and yeah, I wasn't able to look at my energy, and it never really screwed me up that bad, but it just adds so much more stress because it's like I only have so many cards in my big combo, right? That's the whole point, is have like Winton Styles combo with huge knowledge and like all this kind of stuff, get the win con on, right? And then it's just B power beatdown. But yeah, I don't know. It just made it stressful not knowing if maybe I energized my last huge knowledge and didn't know it or something. But okay, anyway, we're not playing any cards before the roll. Not on turn 1. Not in these decks, that's for sure. So let's just kind of aim, kind of hope that it lands this time. Dude, MJ99, get some Bakugan, bro. You got Amazon, you got eBay, actually hit up the Facebook groups because there's lots of people out there who want to help you get Bakugan. Actually, just today, I posted something out there on one of the groups, and I had 2 people come out and say, hey, like, I have this Bakugan, like, I'll give it to you. One of them was offering, so they sold me. She said she would sell me just a loose marble and the character card for $10. That's not bad, honestly. Like, I don't know, and that's with like shipping and stuff too. So obviously that's a little different, but. Okay, we're in the power step. We both open, and we're tied, bro. We're tied. I can show you guys the tiebreaker. All right, we're just gonna pass, and we can get into tiebreaker, because that's okay. So it goes, bro. You gotta be kidding me. What the heck? I'm so angry right now. All right, you guys are gonna see me do a bug fist because why isn't this working? Oh, you wanna know why? Because it's supposed to be self-dot. That's it. Literally just that little itty-bitty thing is the reason that my tiebreaker didn't work. That's not even something that we even care about, honestly, for it to say It's tied. Okay, so that little like line of code right there is just supposed to say it's tied up here. That's all that's supposed to do. And that little itty bitty thing broke, and now we have to restart the game. um, but yeah, dude, MJ99, get out there, bro. Go pick some up. Like, I don't know, shipping's like probably the hardest part, really. But other than that. Alright, so, oh, I forgot, we had auto on, so it just placed all the cores for me, and it actually did both the energize steps for me because they must have had flips in their hands, so we're just skipping straight to selection step. Alright. Man, I love this though. This is something I'm super proud of. The fact that this thing just so nice right on the cursor like that. That took a minute to optimize, but I'm glad I did it. Ooh, so we had one of the Bakugan missed. Yeah, I know it's not super exciting right now, the roll phase, but that's one of the areas where there's a lot of room for improvement. Oh, and dude, actually, I wanted to talk about so some things that I wanted to improve for that in the future, right? Is obviously it'd be great to have the Bakugan actually interact. So if they're rolling like simultaneously, like what'll happen if they collide? Like how are they going to bounce off each other? That'll be something that's super cool to code in, and that'll bring a lot of life to this. And then I'm not an animator, right? That's not what I do. So I'm not going to be able to make this really cool animated like collision or rolling phase. But if anybody out there is an animator or knows an animator that might be interested, like hit me up. Like I would love to enlist them and get some collaboration on this project. Like this doesn't have to be just me. Like I'm not like, oh, no one can help me. I have to do like, nah, dude. Like seriously, I would love to have like some more people like putting in some time on this thing because so far it's been me, and I had help from Keenan who did the background and all the graphics and stuff, and that's it. So but yeah, so if anybody knows an animator, send them my way for sure. But another thing I want to add, which would be really cool for the roll phase, is roll force and like speed of your Bakugan. Because like obviously I could do like a really fast roll and try to beat my opponent to the other side and like take their core, and if they didn't do a fast enough roll, like they might get screwed. But then also if you roll too fast, maybe your Bakugan slides and you become really inaccurate, right? So that'd be something that'd be cool to do in the future as well. And then another thing that I'm really excited about is roll pattern. So like when you roll your Bakugan, like how do I explain this? Like the space that your Bakugan takes up when it opens, right? So some Bakugan they open and they jump forward and they cover all these cores, right? Like effectively blocking any other Bakugan from getting to them, right? So that's something that I would love to be able to incorporate into this simulator. Like, different Bakugan, they all open different ways. They all do different things when they open. Some Bakugan have a forward roll that's different from their backwards roll, right? Would love to be able to give the player an option of which roll they want to use for their Bakugan. That would be so sick, man. So sick. So that's like, that's something that I'm really looking forward to, and that's something that y'all could actually help me with a lot. Okay, hold up. Like, if you guys have Bakugan, you can tell me what the roll pattern would look like, or you can like. So what my idea for this is like, I'll put out some videos on my YouTube channel, right? So it'll show like going through the process of like, okay, so this is how I figure out what the roll pattern should look like. I'll just do a few rolls, and I'll like show off like, oh, if you roll backwards, this is how it does it, and then what happens when you do that? Like, does it cover 3 cores? Does it cover 5 cores? Does it do a crazy flip and double core? Like, most things aren't doing that, but you have like, obviously, Nilius Ultra has a really good double core. You have Ramparian Ultra with a really good double core, right? So capturing those kinds of things in the simulator would be really, really cool. And so yeah, so the way I want to do that, just I'll put out videos, and then I'll show in the video like, okay, so since it did this in real life, I'm gonna code it this way into the game, and that's what it'll be like. So yeah, mostly for block rolls and double cores. But yeah, so that's where I really see this thing going in the future. So back to the game. We don't have this guy's winning, so there's no reason for him to play anything. We're in the power step, so they already ruled. We have this guy didn't even open, but doesn't have any rerolls, so it's just gonna skip that. And then we're in the victor phase, so we could increase damage, but don't have anything that costs 1. And then the other guy, again, same deal, can't play anything, so we're just gonna skip ahead and take some damage. Okay, I'm like, I can't get over the energize step. Like, how come, like, randomly sometimes, like, I'll energize some cards and it'll be just fine, and then other times I'll energize other cards and we get this error that breaks the game. It just makes me so angry. Like, bro, I don't know what's going on with it, but that's something I'm gonna have to put some time in on to really figure that out. Cause like right here, like, I don't know, if I click a button, maybe it'll just energize it and it'll be fine. Okay, energized, and it's fine, right? But like sometimes then I'll click the button. Oh, it just skipped a selection, whatever. But sometimes like you'll energize and it'll break. Like you guys saw twice already that happened. So whatever. Alright, so we'll do Drago for this guy. Not gonna play any cards before we roll. Jumping in the roll phase. And so if any of you guys missed it, I'll just talk through this one more time. So when you're rolling your Bakugan, you click on the screen to place the Bakugan, and then the next click that you make, the Bakugan will roll the opposite direction. So I'm gonna click right here, and the Bakugan will roll up this way. And yeah, I forgot. Okay, so this is that thing I was talking about earlier. If you bring the cursor over the Bakugan at all, it'll accidentally overwrite. So you can see that it's doing that. Oopsies. But the game still knows the position and all that, so it's not that big a deal. Alright, so the first guy missed. The second guy hit a core. Ooh, the +6 Flame Fist. Heck yeah. So, okay, he's staring down at 11 damage with no rerolls. Dan's gonna get effed. So passing that, and then Magnus is coming in. Shoot, he could add 5. Oh no, that's -5. Oh, actually no, he could add 5 off the Dark Boost if he wanted. Huh. We're not gonna. I think we'll probably hit a flip card with 11 anyway. Alright, and we're on to Victor. Skip Victor. Alright, damage. Here we go. Taking the damage. Oh, we hit a flip card. So, we're going to... you can't play it, because it stops at Darkest. He's not Darkest, so can't play it. Alright. Same thing, dude. Oh, shoot, bro. I forgot. I should have played the add damage, because it would have burned through all the flips, because you can't stop Pirates in these decks. Oh, well. I mean, you shouldn't technically know what your opponent's playing for flip cards, but also no one in their right mind would play these flip cards that I have in these decks. Well, obviously Pact, you're going to play Pact, but no one's going to play just Stop Darkest. 0-cost Stop Darkest. Who would ever play that? I mean, who knows? Maybe in Sync. Maybe in Sync we'll see something like that. Like you're playing Pact, Stop Non-Darkest, and then people are obviously going to team attack with their Darkest to get around your packs. Maybe just run 1 or 2 Stop Darkest just in case. Who knows? Oh, okay. Sorry. So we're energizing here. We'll energize Darkest Howl. Okay, and it worked just fine. Seriously, like it makes me so angry. Like sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Alright. Oh, we're gonna go Pegatrix versus Pegatrix on this one. Let's do it. We're not gonna play anything before we roll. Alright. And we jump into the roll phase. Let's see. Oh, this guy missed last time. Well, hopefully he doesn't miss again. Yeah, I'm not really lining these rolls up. Like I'm just kind of clicking and pointing, and hopefully they're working. Oh, that guy missed. So, oops. So again, no rerolls for you, bud. So you're just gonna take some damage this time. And ooh, I guess Victor phase will have that guy add some damage. Why not? Oh, you can't even add damage. Oh well. Next time. Alright. Oh yeah, MJ, totally. Yeah. The stop Aqua's Darkest is that'll definitely. What is it? Evade or invade or yeah, something evade, right? I don't know, but yeah, that's definitely gonna see some play against sync decks for sure. What is it? It's Darkest, right? Or is it Aqua's Darkest? I can't remember. But if you remember, just throw it in the chat. All right, so we're hitting the end phase. We're just gonna skip through the end phase. All right, here we go. Energize step yet again. Let's see if I just get totally effed on this. Let's see, what should we do? Oh, we're gonna play Darkest Hollow this next turn. I'll show you guys how this works. So this is a sacrifice card. We'll be able to play that next turn. Oh yeah, Obscure Evade. Yeah, that card's gonna get some attention for sure in different decks. But okay, so let's just get rid of Prismatic Shield. And then plus 9 damage. That's big. Let's get rid of this one. Here we go. Okay, so team attack is threatening here. And when it's selection step, at the moment it just says that this one's selected. You still have to click on it, but it just already knows that you're gonna select that one, so it's like you might as well just select it. But yeah, I don't know. It just goes ahead and tells you have to select that one anyway. Alright, so we got Cubbo versus Pegatrix on this one. Let's see. Pre-roll, nobody's gonna play anything. Alright, we're rolling again. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna try and count this out. So if I shot from here, that should open on the green fist. So then let's do 1, 2, 3. So if I shoot from here, that should open the green fist, but I want to hit that shield, so I'm gonna try shooting from here. Let's see if that works out. Alright, and then we'll do the same here. So we're aiming for that first shield on this one. Alright, hopefully. We'll see. Maybe it goes. Connor, wow. Thanks for coming, bud. Glad you made it by. Ooh, missed that one. But this guy caught. Ooh, okay. So, like I said, the aim isn't perfect, but we caught the core behind the first core. So it looks like it's actually just off. It must be off by a half of a core. I'm going to write that in. So, yeah, the roll distance for each Bakugan is off by half a core. Alright, so again, we only got one guy open here. So it's a little harder to roll on this, and I haven't totally figured out why. I think there might be a bit of an offset between the position that is recorded from your click versus where you actually see where you actually see the Bakugan. One thing I'll show you guys next time on the next roll, but when it opens, it's actually opening on the top left corner of that Bakugan. So, and you probably noticed that by now, I suppose. But okay, should we play any cards? You got no rerolls, bro. You're getting screwed. Pass. This guy's got no B power, and you still can't do anything, bro. You're about to get big time wrecked. Yeah, dude. Okay, we're gonna play Dark Fire. Let's go for it. All right. So both players have a chance to play. They both pass. All right, we're gonna jump in here and so syntax. What you were saying before, it'd be so much easier if I could just type in like mod B power or no mod damage plus 9 and then just click on a Bakugan. And yeah, I'm gonna make that a function. So next time you guys see this game out here, we're gonna have that, and it's just gonna ask you to click on a Bakugan to select for your target. That'll be so much easier, dude. I'm so glad that. See, this is the thing when only one person's working on something, and it's like, you know, like you don't have anyone to bounce things off of for the most part. Because I mean, I used to have a play group, but then I moved. So, like I used to be in Arizona, and I was playing with a bunch of guys down there. But now I'm only playing VBL pretty much. you know, with the boys out there. So shout out to you guys, keeping me in this game, honestly. But okay, so app1.priority.selected.mod damage, bruh. Okay, this isn't gonna work. I'm pissed. Oh, I'm pissed. So okay, so I missed the quote here. Always double check. Oh, yeah, always double check it. Well, last time. All right, we'll just try again. Last time I tried to do this, it didn't work. Like it said the first one didn't work, and then it just was like F everything, F you, F Herosphere, F Bakugan, and it's just like you can't do anything. So I don't know. We'll see if it gives us the +9 or not. Okay, it didn't give us a +9, so it is what it is. I'll just have this guy with. Whatever. You mistyped, bro. You effed up. It's on you. Oh shoot, my doggo's trying to make an appearance on the stream today. All right, end phase. Yeah, no one's got anything to play. Next turn, draw phase, energize. So, oh, you might have noticed there was a flip card there, and it just skipped right away. So it must have energized it right off the bat. So that's pretty good. Yeah. So we're gonna energize. Let's just do Anchor Strike. You got plenty of big cards in there now. So, all right, we're gonna select Pegatrix. No. Oh, sorry, we're gonna select Cubbo. Ha! Great. Oh, I wasn't sure if that was working, and I didn't want to test it, but now I can see it does. If you click someone that's already open, it'll tell you, oh, that one's already open. You can't click that one. So dope. I'm glad that was working because I wasn't sure. Okay, so yeah, we clicked Cubbo. Oh, it's a Cubbo versus Cubbo round. Here we go. All right, so yeah, we're not playing anything before rolling. So pass. Roll phase. Here we go. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I hit 1 too far. So I think if I go here, oh wait, but actually I want to hit the shield, so I want to go 1 too far. So let's just try this. Let's see if that hits that shield right there. All right, and then you know what? Let's aim for this shield. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then it goes 1 too far. So I'm gonna back up 1. Let's see how we do. Maybe I'll snipe both the shields. Ooh, okay, so the first guy hit the shield that we're aiming for, which is dope. But you can see the picture is clearly offset. Like, it should be shown up here, but it's because the top left corner is actually where it hit the core. So it hit the core, like, right here, and then it just shows the picture as if that's the top left corner. So I'll have to do a little correction on that to where the picture position correction, so that it actually, like, shows the Bakugan where it opened in the roll step. Okay, and then so we're gonna click and see the next one here. Oh, dude, I hit it. Heck yeah. So that must be the thing. So I'll have to correct that distance. So yeah, it must be off by just a half of a freaking hex. Who knows why, honestly, but yeah. So we hit both. Let's go. All right, so we're tied, 500, 500. Let's see. So this first guy, he's gonna want to break the tie. He's gonna play Might of Darkness. He's gonna be like, I got you, bro. This is it for you. And then the second guy's like, oh nah, dude, that ain't it. We got Darkest Howl. All right, so that's that. So now Magnus, he's only got 2 energy left, and I don't think this will get him over Darkest Howl. So he's just gonna get screwed. So now this is a sacrifice card, right? So Darkest Howl is 400 B power, but if you sacrifice, it's 1,000. So if we're gonna do a sacrifice effect here, I have the cheat sheet for this, so I'll just show you on the cheat sheet. So we're gonna use choose discard, and then you give it the number of how many cards it's gonna discard. So what we'll do is we'll go app1 dot priority dot choose discard, and then you give it a 1. So you choose 1 to discard, and then if you do that, you get to give your selected Bakugan some B power. Oh, this is the first time I'm actually increasing B power in this stream. So this is the B power. Like, you have to capitalize the B, you have to put a hyphen, and you have to capitalize the P, and capitalize nothing else. And if you type it in any other way, it's not gonna work. So you just type it in right. You know, it's the same story with everything, and that's the issue with computers, dude. That's why computers suck, because they, like, obviously any person saw if there was a lowercase b power, like, it would know it's still b power, right? But computers don't, unless you put in like hours and hours and hours to tell them how every little deviation of every little word, you know, works. But so here we go. We're putting in 1,000 b power. Oh, and also, so if you guys haven't realized yet, you have the complete power over this little beautiful black box, right? So that means that if I wanted to, I could just type in 4,000 B power, right? But that's cheating, so don't be that guy. But you totally could, because the box just does what you tell it to do. Also, if you type in dumb things, like, you could potentially crash your computer. So just type in the stuff on the cheat sheet. Don't type in anything else, because, like, yeah, you could crash your computer. You don't want to do that. Okay, so yeah, so now this is saying basically that we'll have to discard a card, and we're gonna have to, and then, you know, when we discard a card, then we'll modify 1,000 B power. So when you click done, it'll do those things. So it's saying, alright, you might have missed it. It said discard 1 card up here, and now it's just waiting for you to do that to continue. So you have to click which card you want to discard. Let's do Dark Boost. Great. Okay. So it didn't work. Wait, did it discard it? No, I didn't discard it. I don't know why I didn't discard it. Wow. It worked earlier, I swear to God. I swear on my... Did I spell it wrong? Did I spell something wrong? Priority dot choose discard. I don't think I spelled anything wrong. There must just be an error in the code. That is so disheartening, dude. Alright, well, it is what it is. At this point, like, this is where we're at. I can just correct it on this one anyway if I wanted. But app1 dot priority dot selected. Oh, so for this one, we're actually gonna have to type in 2 effects. So first time I'm gonna show you guys how that works. But so basically, you just type in one, you press enter, and you type in the other. So plus 500. Alright, app1 dot priority dot selected dot mod b power 500. Enter. We're gonna do the same thing again. Dot select dot mod damage. And it's 2 damage. Cool. There we go. And that's what it is. So, okay, that one worked. That one worked beautifully. Wait, did it? Hold up. So we have Cubbo. No, it didn't work. Only the first one worked. Hold up. The second one didn't work. Weird. Okay. I thought I made a bug fix earlier, but it must have created bugs. That's something you run into when you program. So yeah, I guess I'll just have to, we'll have to check that out too. So maybe that's why, like, earlier when I was typing in one wrong, they all came out wrong. But maybe it's just when you have multiple effects, it's just this second effects aren't working anymore. And that's why last minute bug fixes suck, because, like, if you try to do it last second, like, you're gonna introduce new bugs. It just happens. So, oh well. Yeah, so hopefully we can finish this game. Like, we finish this game, and then, yeah, if you guys have any more questions, go ahead, throw them in the chat, and then when this game's over, I'll answer them. But Yeah, and then we can just get the heck out of here. I'm getting tired at this point. Alright, so it's Victor Step, Anchor Strike, Prismatic Shield, Darkest Petrify. Oh, no, we're just not going to play anything in Victor Step. What am I thinking? Oh, shoot, it's Team Attack. Oh, I forgot it was Team Attack, so we're taking 23 damage. Heck, we're going to end this game right now. Yeah, if a flip comes up, I'm just going to not play it so that this one can finish off and you guys can see the end. 3, 2, 1. Oh, dude, the last card in your deck is a flip card. Sucks that you're not playing it. Alright, and that's it. So you take the last damage, and it just says Magnus wins, congratulations, and then it exits out of the game. If you sit here for long enough, it'll go white over it, which means it's not responding. Cause it did the thing. So, alright, well, if you're still here, dude, shout out to you because you're a real one. You're true. If you guys ever come up with anything that you wanna any way you can contribute to the game, like if you're good with music, good with animation, like you know how to code and you're interested in helping me with cards, like whatever, or if you're just interested in the project and you want to know how you can help me, just hit me up. There's 100 different things that ways that I would love to take this, but I just don't have any people who can do anything. It's just me on the project right now. I had Keenan, he's been helping me out with pretty much any graphic design things that I've been needing. He's been hitting me up, or I've been hitting him up for him, and he's been great. So thank you so much, Keenan. But also, so if anyone else has other skills that you'd love to contribute to this project, let me know, dude. Please let me know. And thanks for coming, thanks for watching, and hopefully I see you guys next time, and hopefully next time we don't have so many freaking errors.